No matter what card the spectator may name, it's left sticking out of the deck. Yet when the deck is ribbon spread face down, it's the only red card in the entire pack. The Rising card is a classic of Magic. In this version, you hold the deck through a handkerchief, proving there's no direct contact with the pack. Signed Card to Box is another classic of Magic, where the spectator's signed card is apparently lost back into the pack. Finding their card later on will be easy when you learn the Easy Control. When you learn the Pinky Pull Down Tenkai Palm, you'll be able to find the spectator's selected card inside the card box, which has been on the table the entire time. Okay, now it's time to have a card selected, a deck of cards, and a red handkerchief. I'd like to show you that the entire pack is here, all 52 cards. I'm going to ask you to think of a card. It doesn't matter which one it is. You can name any card you like. However, the red handkerchief is going to influence your decision. You may not believe it, but in the end, I think I can prove that. The 7 of clubs is good for you? Well, that's good for me too. I'm going to take your 7 of clubs and leave it sticking out of the deck because after all, out of all these cards, it was the one card that stuck out in your mind. And it should, because you see you have chosen the only red card in the entire blue pack, proving that maybe the red handkerchief did have something to do with it. Now I know what you're thinking, what if you had chosen a different card? Well, in that case it definitely would not have worked because the only red card with the red back was the one you named, the 7 of clubs. Thank you very much. Now it's time to have one more card selected. We'll use the handkerchief one more time. Please keep in mind it doesn't matter what card you could possibly name. The 8 of spades, another good card. If it's good for you, it's good for me. I'll take your 8 of spades and leave it sticking out of the deck one more time, but leave it in full view. Now I'm going to cover the pack of cards with this handkerchief, so you can be rest assured that I'm not touching the deck in any way, shape, or form. What you're about to see is accomplished by magic. A little wave, and the magic happens. Your card, the 8 of spades, rises to the occasion once again. Last but not least, I'm going to ask you to do something for me one more time. I'm going to ask you to sign the face of the 8 of spades if you like. It's totally up to you if you want to sign it or not, because I'm going to lose it into the deck. Would you like to sign it, or do you trust me that this is going to be your card the next time you see it? Okay, if you're sure, I'm good with that. I'm going to lose your 8 of spades into the middle of the deck. And as you can see, it really is in there somewhere. And it really is lost. Now to find your card, I'm going to, what they say, cast a magic spell. Now a magic spell is not a gesture or it's not a verbal spell. It's actually a spell, like a spelling bee. I'm going to use the top 12 cards to show you what I'm talking about. These particular cards will help me locate your card. L-O-O-K. The first 4 cards spell look. N-I-N. T-H-E spells the. B-O-X spells box. These 12 cards just gave me a clue as to where to find your card. They told me look in the box. And if you look in the box, you can plainly see that inside is one playing card that's been there the whole time. Not just any card, it's your 8 of spades. The setup for 3 classics of Magic is a blue back deck of playing cards, a blue back joker, which has a pen or pencil dot at each diagonal corner, the upper left and lower right, so that no matter which way the joker is turned, you can still tell where the card is. Also, you need a joker that has been cut with a pair of scissors down to the center of the card. There's a line that is naturally located on the back of a bicycle playing card, and you simply cut right down that line. Now, I've also notched out about a 1/32 off the corner, making it a short card. Last but not least, you'll need another red back card. Doesn't matter what it is, does not have to be a joker. And that red back card goes facing outward in your pocket. The setup is this. First, an indifferent blue back card. Then your joker that has the slit in it, face up. Then the joker with the pen dots or the pencil dots on it, face up. Then the entire pack of cards is laid upon that. The cards with the slit facing downward is slid into the pack or the case of the cards, and now you're ready to perform. To start the routine, you remove the cards from the card case, ribbon spread them face up on the table, and have the spectator name any card they like. You tell them you're going to try to influence them with the red handkerchief, which is laying upon the table, in some way, shape, or form. You give the cards a cut, bringing the gimmick to the center. You remove the card that they name, any card they like. You bring it to the face of the pack, turn the pack face down, and pressure fan the cards. You'll notice the red card gimmick in the center of the pack. You remove their card and place it underneath, that is, underneath the red gimmick card. This is what it looks like. It gets placed through the slit in the card. It goes underneath the red card and through the slit. That puts it in perfect position for what you need to do next. You emphasize you could have thought of any card within the pack of cards, and as you close the fan up, you twist both hands face down, holding the cards in a tunnel fashion through both hands. The little finger is going to push upon the blue back card, forcing the red back card to come out the other end. You then ribbon spread the cards face down on the table to show them they have chosen the only red card in the entire pack. The red handkerchief did influence their choice after all. Now you're going to remove the red back card, pulling it out of the slit and switching it for the top card in the left hand, which has a break under that top card. I'm going to show you that one more time so you have better clarity. The cards are scooped up, and as you thumb through the pack, you'll notice that the red card is through the slit. What you need to do is to remove the red card, pulling backwards towards yourself and obtaining a pinky break with your left little finger under the top card of the left hand. This motion can be covered by gesturing towards the red handkerchief. Now the red card gets clipped at the edge of the left hand cards, and the card on top of the pack of the left hand gets dropped out. One more time, it would look like this. The break is obtained. The red card is clipped on the very edge of the left-hand packet, and the card that has a break held beneath it is simply let go, and it drops out all upon its own. The slit in the gimmick card is never noticed because this maneuver happens in a very brisk manner. Next, the apparent red back card on the table is picked up and placed into your shirt pocket facing outward so they never see the back. Phase 2 is the rising card. In this particular phase, any card is mentioned once again. Any card is taken out of the deck and laid aside. In this case, the Six of Hearts. Remember, your gimmick card is on the bottom of the pack still. There it is with the slit in facing forward. After the card is laid upon the table, you cut the cards, turn them over face down, book fashion, taking their selection, and this time you place it not underneath, but on top of the red gimmick card and through the slit once again. Here's an exposed view of it. The card goes on top of the red card and through the slit. So the cards are pressure fanned, the spectator selected card is picked up and placed into the fan. Notice the little bit of red shows. You can cover that up by jogging the card to the side, enabling you to show the front and back of the card fan. Fan is closed up, turned face up upon the table with the spectator's selected card remaining stuck halfway out of the pack. Next, the handkerchief is picked up and you cover up the pack of cards, claiming that you're not going to physically touch the cards or come in contact with them in any way, shape, or form. But you'll notice on the back side, it leaves you wide open so that whenever you press their selection down, the gimmick card pops out the bottom end, as in the plunger method. By using your little finger, you can simply press up on the red back gimmick card. Their card rises, you spin it out of the deck, you spin the rest of the cards into the left hand and place the handkerchief aside. Now, if you want to, instead of placing the handkerchief aside, after the card has risen out of the pack and their card is spun off and the deck is spun and laid upon the table, you pick up the handkerchief, go to place it away, but this time you pull out that red back card that was in your pocket from the very beginning. Now you're ready for the signed card to card box. At this point, the spectator is asked to sign the card if they wish, and you need to cut the cards right now. There's going to be a natural break with the gimmick joker because of the short corner. You riffle up and it breaks at that point. You place your little finger inside the break, and as you turn the cards face down, you'll notice that there's a step that is naturally formed at that point. You cut the cards at the step, completing the cut. What this does is bring the gimmick card back to the bottom of the deck in preparation for having their card returned back to the pack. You Hindu shuffle till they say stop. You replace their card back into the middle of the deck, and at this point you can actually ribbon spread the cards on the table, showing the lack of control or no control at all. Their card is lost. You can even dribble the cards if you wish, proving again no control. Now you need to cut at that gimmick card again. So you give the cards a cut, putting your pinky back where it was before, turning the cards over just like you did before with the step. You cut at the step, and now their card is on top, thanks to the gimmick card. You now count off 12 cards into your right hand and place the rest of the pack aside, claiming that you're going to cast a magic spell to find their card. Spell is actually like a spelling bee. The first 4 cards spell look, 2 cards spell in, T-H-E spells the, and B-O-X spells box. When you pick up the cards, now you have to Tenkai palm that bottom card. There is selection. So you use the pinky pull down, you push everything forward. You simply push everything forward, but the last card is drugged behind. The little finger pulls down on it, then your right thumb goes into the break, as you see, and the packet is levered up into a fan position, which leaves their selection in a Tenkai palm position. Once again, the little pinky pull down, the thumb goes into the break, the packet is levered up automatically, and the card is left in a Tenkai palm position. We'll go through that one more time. You push forward, you pull down with your finger, thumb goes into the break, and you lever up the packet. Now you have to place the Tenkai palm on top of the resting card box on the table. You simply drop it on top and pick the card box up in a spider grip position where everything's controlled between your little finger and first finger. Then you flick the flap of the card box open, being careful not to expose the card on the bottom. Stick your first finger in as far as you can and pull the card out, and it's clipped with the flap of the card box. Now you notice that the spectator's card is actually pushed into the card box a little bit before you drag it out. Here's the cleanup, getting rid of the gimmick. All you have to do is give the cards a simple cut to the table, and as you look through the pack, find the joker with the 2 dots first at the diagonal corners, remove that one, up jog it, and the gimmick card is brought out underneath the true joker with the simple dots on the diagonal corners, so it hides the slit. And that's your simple cleanup.